My name is Bruce, and in my role as an auditor and a cost of care evaluator, I am often involved in conversations in the Michigan PIP system that relate to care within a licensed or sometimes an unlicensed adult foster care institution, sometimes a 6-bed home, sometimes significantly larger. Our goal is always the same, and that is to make sure that the care being rendered exactly meets the needs of that specific resident, and they can be varied. And what's important for physicians to understand who are writing these orders is that there's one thing called general supervision in the home, where for queuing and other things, one aide can assist multiple residents at one time and without any special circumstances render that general supervision in a responsible and in a meaningful way. But there are other times when that just does not suffice. What if a resident is prone to elopement, violent behavior, have special medical conditions requiring constant monitoring, or they have a very hard time functioning in a group living environment which requires the ongoing intervention of the staff? In that event, a one-to-one arrangement has to be put in place. Associated most often with traumatic brain injury, it assures the safety and responsible and competent care of the resident while also protecting them and others who could be at risk of harm due to that resident's behavior. Now, there are rules in the adult foster care system that require an adult foster care home to satisfy the needs of every resident they agree to admit. Those rules, however, do not extend to prohibitions against that particular home that does not allow them to put in place special arrangements to satisfy the needs of the residents they've decided to care for, and that rule does not prohibit that home demanding special compensation when they have to have it in order for that responsible and clinically competent care to be provided. Videos like this are designed to educate physicians and others, especially those who are writing orders for the care, to understand why a one-to-one arrangement may even be required. And it is our prayer that educational tools like this will serve the purpose and that we can ensure everyone admitted into a residential arrangement receives the care and the oversight they deserve and that they require based upon their specific circumstances.